And in today's video, I will be giving an overview of one of Northwest Houston's most popular master plan communities, which is Towne Lake. So stay tuned. Hello and welcome. If you are new here, I release videos weekly about new home neighborhoods and the master plan communities in and around the Houston suburbs. And today we are going to be talking about Towne Lake. For those of you who are not from Houston, Towne Lake is a master plan community in Northwest Houston, about 30 miles from downtown. What makes Towne Lake unique is that it has one of the largest private man-made recreational lakes in the Houston area. So this lake has over 300 acres of water and 14 miles of shoreline. So in today's video, I'm just going to go through the ins and outs, the pros and cons of living in Towne Lake and everything you need to know. We are going to start with amenities. Obviously, the 300-acre lake is one of the largest amenities that Towne Lake has to offer. What makes this lake unique, at least to me, is that it is one of the few lakes within a community here in the Houston metro area where you can actually use motorboats or any kind of watercraft type boat on the lake. What I really like about this is that they have two swimmable beaches within the lake. So it is kind of common to see some lakes in other master plan communities that you can use for kayaking or catch and release fishing, but I haven't seen very many, if any, where you can also swim in the lake. So besides the lake and all the amenities that come with the lake, Towne Lake also has a lake house. They have a water park style pool. They have splash pads, playgrounds, a gym, fitness center, and of course, you know, they have so much to offer besides the lake. And even if you don't own a boat, what is very unique about Towne Lake is that they have a water taxi that you can use to get to the island, to get to the boardwalk, and to get to all the amenities within the neighborhood. So what I love about Towne Lake's amenities compared to other master plan communities is that they are very much more secluded than some other communities I've toured. There's some other communities where, yes, the pools and stuff are closed off, but the playgrounds and other common areas are open to the public. Towne Lake is one of the fewer communities I've seen where all of this is for residents only, and they do a very good job of gating it and making sure that it is for private use. Besides all the amenities, Towne Lake also offers an enormous amount of events yearly. There's a very big 4th of July event they put on, a very big New Year's event, and then they have a lot of smaller neighborhood monthly events for you to get to know your neighbors and for your kids to get out and enjoy some activities within the community. So if you are wishing for a community where you can get to know your neighbors and you have a lot to do within the area, then I think Towne Lake is a good choice. I don't live there personally, but I have heard from many residents and other people who have had great experiences with Towne Lake in regards to community and neighbors. And lastly, one of the largest amenities that draws people to live in Towne Lake is the boardwalk. The boardwalk is not only popular to Towne Lake residents, but it is also a very popular spot for residents in Cypress. The boardwalk has a lot of restaurants, a lot of nightlife, and a lot of studio type gyms, and it's right on the water, so you can access the boardwalk by your boat or by car. Neighborhoods and housing. Towne Lake began development in 2006 and it is currently still being developed, so you have a great mix and opportunity for either a resale home or a new construction home. Towne Lake is a master plan community and it is separated into 10 distinct neighborhoods or subdivisions, whatever you want to call it. What I really like also about Towne Lake is that they have a huge variety of types of homes. They have everything from townhomes to 55 up neighborhoods and to luxury $1-million lakeside estates. With that information, of course, the home prices can range very widely in this community. As of June of 2021, the average sales price in Towne Lake was about $550,000. Generally speaking, though, you can probably get something in Towne Lake from the upper 300s to the millions. What is also great about Towne Lake is that it has a lot of builders to choose from, especially custom home builders. So not only are you have a large variety in the types of houses within Towne Lake, but the interiors in particular can look very unique and different compared to some of your neighbors. Schools. The schools here are part of the Cy-Fair ISD, which is a very highly rated school district. And the schools themselves rate pretty highly individually based on test scores from various websites. What is great about Towne Lake schools is that they are on site, meaning that they are within the master plan community, and a majority of the kids within the community are all zoned to the same schools. To me, I don't live in Towne Lake, but I live in a community that also has all of the schools on site, and it is great. And I love that no matter where we go in the community, whether it's a park or the pool, my kid, in particular, my older kid, is more than likely going to at least know one person there because everybody goes to the same school. This is not always common in Houston. The zoning can sometimes be a little weird, so that some kids in one neighborhood go to one school and some go to the other. So it is unique and great to me when the community has most everybody going to the same school. Location and shopping. As I mentioned briefly earlier, Towne Lake is 30 miles northwest of downtown Houston. It's in a pretty convenient location. It sits just off of 290, and then it's a few miles from Grand Parkway 99. These are two major main highways in northwest Houston that will get you wherever you need to go in Houston. So it's not too far from these highways. I will say that the roads around Towne Lake, like Barker Cypress and Fry Road, can get really congested, like seriously congested, especially during rush hour times. It is getting better, and it seems like they're doing construction on it, but it seems like they're always doing construction on it. So I would just keep that in mind, that there can be times it can get a little congested to get in and out, but once you're out, the commute is fairly easy. As far as shopping goes, Towne Lake does have its own grocery store, which is Kroger, and then there is a few other variety of grocery stores within a few miles of Towne Lake. As far as your big box stores go, or your shopping mall, you have Target and Walmart and all of those kind of stores within like 2 to 3 miles of Towne Lake, and then you have the outlet malls about 10 to 15 minutes away from Towne Lake. And not only that, you have the boardwalk, which is a part of Towne Lake where you have a lot of restaurants, studios, doctor's offices, just anything you would probably need even to go out on the weekends is all right there within Towne Lake. HOA fees and property tax. So of course, with all these beautiful lakes and amenities and the boardwalk and all these great things that are super unique to Towne Lake and you probably can't find anywhere else in Houston, does come with higher property taxes and HOA fees. For HOA fees, you are looking probably at a starting price point of about $1,400 a year and going up from there depending on if your house has lake access, a boat slip, or if you're in a gated community. These prices can and will change, so make sure you check with whatever house you are buying on what the actual HOA price is. And that goes with property tax too. Because Towne Lake is still a developing community and a developing area, sometimes the mud tax in these areas can be a little bit higher than on average than some of the other areas of Houston. In Towne Lake, you were probably looking at a tax rate of anywhere between like 3.2% and 3.6%, depending on the house. And just like the HOA fees, make sure you check with your realtor or whoever you're using on the exact prices for these things. As always, I would say if you have no intention of ever using the lake or any of the amenities, I might advise you to look for a community within Cypress that has lower tax rates and less HOAs. If you have a boat or you love the idea of a lake life, then I would say these HOA fees and property tax are well worth it. And lastly, we will talk about the flood risk of Towne Lake. As far as past flooding goes, I will say Towne Lake did not flood during Harvey. Some of the streets flooded, which is expected, but none of the houses in Towne Lake flooded. Another good news is that as of right now, Towne Lake is in a very low risk flooding area. Of course, these things can change with time, so it is always imperative to check the flood maps on whatever house you are looking at. All in all, I would say Towne Lake is a great community to live in, especially if you own a boat or you are looking for that lake lifestyle, but in a convenient location within Houston. If you are a current Towne Lake resident, please comment below what you love and what you hate. And if you're looking to move to the Houston area or a new home or master plan community, feel free to message me anytime. I am absolutely loving all the messages and comments I am receiving, you guys. Keep them coming. It is how I come up with content to keep doing these videos for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.